The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Once again, it's your man, Ruben, in the house. Of course, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. But y'all know what's up. Y'all know what we're going to start with. Moco Cowboy. I don't know where to. Yeah, dude. That Hail Mary was awesome. And from what I know about football, which isn't a ton, because I didn't play it, but, I played Madden and stuff. But from what I know about football, it was perfect. You put people up front. The defense is supposed to knock the ball down forward. However, apparently he got pushed a little bit and he knocked the ball backwards. And of course, you always have a guy in the back, and that was Noah Brown. And Noah Brown caught the easiest pass that he will catch probably all season. And everything's crazy after that. So, shout out to the Commanders. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to the team. 6-2. As a Commanders fan, never would I've thought we would be 6-2. Not even close. Not even in the same sphere. But once again, we were here before, a couple years ago, and Alex Smith had the tragedy in our season 2. So, with that being said, hey, another victory. Wish I could have been there, but hey, watching it on TV was just as fun, probably, as just being there. Not as fun. I'm pretty sure everybody who was there, it's a little different, but it was awesome on TV to watch it. So yeah, good at the Commanders game. I am extremely excited. I'm extremely happy. And more importantly, I was watching it, man, and that it was kind of boring. Not gonna lie. And then they scored a touchdown with like 25 seconds left and all that, and hail to the Commanders. I'm not gonna go crazy about it. Number one in the NFC East. I guess it's fair to say that we might be a player this year. So I predicted 8 wins. We're at 6. Let's get to 8 wins and we'll talk some more. But until then, hey, we'll take this victory, and whoever's next week, we'll do what we got to do. So, with that being said, shout out to AG. He is at Parts Unknown again. Hopefully, we'll see him back next week from his trip from Parts Unknown. But, hey, everybody got to go to Parts Unknown sometime. So today we're going to talk about a couple different things. Moby will be on shortly. But I will say, the one thing I really want to talk about, other than the Commanders, because, I can really talk about it. But let's be real. That game wasn't the greatest game. It wasn't. It was just a dirty defensive game. So, as you know, T-minus 10 days. Yeah, not including a day. 10 days. No. 9 days. Not including a day. 9 days is voting time. So we won't belabor it a lot today because everybody knows what's up. And last week I gave a nice little soliloquy about it. But if you haven't registered, you kind of need to do that very soon. Um, you know, my advice would be to vote early so you don't have to wait in the lines because it is getting cold out in this piece. It is getting colder. I mean, the high was like 63 today, which means in November the high is going to be like 53. Your boy ain't doing that. Your boy's going to vote this week because I want to get it done. And honestly, I also got a job. So, unless you work for the government, your job may allow you to be off, on that day, but I don't. So, and I'm not waiting in line for I don't know how many hours. I'm not playing that game. I'm just not doing it. So, I'm going to go vote, get my little I voted sticker, not put it on my Facebook because I don't necessarily care about that. But a lot of people do it. Makes them feel good, so their duties and stuff like that. I'm cool with that. You do what you got to do. But yeah, I am gonna vote, and it's gonna be awesome. And whoever wins, whoever wins. The way I live my life is the president should not directly affect my personal life. Now, once the president starts directly influencing my personal life, then we got issues. So, we're gonna do that, and hey, whoever you're voting for is your vote. You don't gotta tell nobody, and that sort of thing. All I'm gonna say is, hey, vote for who you want. I'm not gonna go do that thing. Go do your research. Look, everybody knows who they vote for, regardless of what the reason is. And that's it. Like, there's nothing else. I'm not gonna say anything like you're this if you vote this way, or you're this if you vote that way. Everybody has a reason who they're voting for or why they're voting for 'em. The only thing I can say is just go do it. If this is your first time voting, welcome to the club. Um, you know, and hey, we'll vote, we'll find out who wins, and we'll move on because that's what we do. Um, enough about that. We're not doing any more voting stuff today. Um, so one of the things I want to talk about today is I really want to get into our question of the day. So the question of the day is, I get it. I'm all for um what is called emotional regulation. But is there a part of this that allows people to renege on their responsibility? And should it always be the victim's duty to remove the button that has been pushed? Now, basically what it is should people be held accountable for doing dumb shit? And is it the person who the dumb shit is directed towards? Is it them who has to come out and say, "Hey, you're doing dumb shit"? You know, um, that sort of thing. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Like, people renege on this responsibility all the time. You know, some people cannot control um themselves. I get it. We're all human. Don't get it twisted. We're all human. There are times you get to a level where you're just pissed off, or you get to a level where you're super excited, or you get to a level where you become 100% incorrigible. And when that happens, there's a whole bunch of other things that happen with that, such as one, you do a whole bunch of dumb shit, like what's it called, road rage. Yeah, um, yeah, that's not the move. If you're in you know, a half, you know, what, a of 2,000 pound vehicle, you probably shouldn't be out here doing dumb shit because all that does is put other people in danger, and especially the ones who had nothing absolutely to do with it. So, to answer the first question, you know, should people renege on that responsibility, or is there a part of it that allows people to renege on that responsibility? Hell no. Everybody's responsible for their actions, 100%. Now, I am a fan. I believe in karma. And I believe that shit comes back at you. Usually they say like 100-fold, but yeah, that shit comes back at you. Mm-mm. No, no. Nah, man. That you gonna get that. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, but that shit comes back full circle. So you gotta pay that bill. The question is when you pay that bill. All right. Um, as far as the other part, should it be the victim's duty to remove the button that has been pushed? Well, sup KB so is it their responsibility to remove that button? Now, I have a couple different ways I want to talk about it. So there are times where everybody does what they do. All right. And I'm gonna start that way. Because, right, some people are a little bit more aggressive about it. And they'll just be like, you know, right in their face, blah, 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 blah. You know, you did this, blah, 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 and just hit them like square on. Boom, boom, boom. Then there's some people who laid back who are just like, nah, man, you keep digging that hole, bro. Keep digging that hole. You know? I'm one of those guys. I'm a big fan of, hey, you digging that hole for yourself. Because I'm a karma dude. So like, and everybody doesn't necessarily believe in karma, but I do. As I said earlier, yo man, you got to pay that piper eventually. So whether it be the victim's job or duty to call it out, for that person who's acting a fool or acting the ass, as it were. I mean, yeah, I guess you can do that. You have options, and that's one of the things. Like, I'm a big fan of the option C. There's a A, there's a B, but there's always a C. Always a C. So you got to make sure that 9 times out of 10, that's the option you want to go with, in my personal opinion. You want to go with that option because, I mean, A is probably something to the effect of do nothing. B is probably something of let's get in a fight. Let's punch this motherfucker out. Regardless if he's bigger or smaller or he is not he is not a guy, he's a girl. I mean, you out here punching women now? I mean, hey, once again, what I'm not gonna do is sit here and tell you what to do, you know, because some people feel very differently about all that. Like, should you just be rolling up hitting women? Definitely not. You know, my thing is, hey man, you hit me, that's your warning. You know what I'm saying? Like, and once again, I'm not saying just beating the out of people or women or whatever. I mean, like, we're talking. If you get slapped in the face, come on, man. Like, nobody touches my face. So that's a problem. Then number two, the other problem is, are you hitting me hard enough to physically hurt me? Now, if that line gets pushed over, then that's when you get the whole, you know what, I'm gonna walk away now because if not, because I ain't trying to go to jail or craziness like that. Because I think one of the biggest problems is people don't understand that other people got limits, man. And when you get to that limit, ooh, buddy, like, it's whatever. And a lot of people who have done a really good job in life controlling like their anger. And y'all people don't know who got this anger. Shit, like this real. I mean, I gotta go to a therapist anger shit. Yet you in your cars, putting up your middle finger or you're yelling because you feel protected, blah blah blah. Nah, man, like, all I'm saying is don't do craziness like that, because when that happens, you're gonna get yours one way or another, you know. And sometimes it might be immediate, because what is it? Napoleon complex. The worst. The worst. You get out, I mean, I'm not a tall dude by any means. I'm like 5'9", you know, 5'9", 300, you know. I went to the gun show every now and then. But look, man, what I'm not about to do is come out and flex all of this. No, I ain't got time for that. But some people do. And they come out, they be talking that yay yay. And then when it's time to get down with the get down, they ain't ready to get down with the get down. You know? So all I'm gonna say on that is, hey, look, going back to the question, yeah, you gonna pay. Are you reneging on that responsibility? Some people do, but the piper always gets paid. It may not be right then and there, but it's gonna happen. And then, should it be the victim's duty to remove that button after it's been pushed? I'm gonna sit here and say you do what you need to do. Um, hey, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but that don't mean I can't throw hands. So that's what it is. Like, I ain't trying to throw hands. I never want to throw hands. And look, I got my ass beat before. It ain't gonna be the first time I got my ass beat. Hopefully it's the last time, but it'll probably be another time after that. So it's just like, all I'm saying is you got to watch out for number one. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then on top of all that, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, everything's gonna work itself out. All right. So, thank you. That's one of the questions of the day right now. Also, I got I got a hit. So apparently, going back to the Washington Commanders game, which was, the ending was awesome. Probably one of the top 5 endings of the year. But apparently, somebody on the Bears, what's his name? Let me get his name. Tyreek Stevenson was, mocking Commanders fans during the Hail Mary. And I guess he had to eat crow because the Bears lost. So once again, that's how you raise people, man. Don't be counting your chickens, to the eggs hatch. I think that's what it is. Count your eggs with whatever. Hey, don't be doing that till it says 0. Because when it says 0, then you can talk all the junk you want. But when there's time left on the clock, shit be happening. And that dude, I'm pretty sure he just got all of it. He was probably the first dude in the tunnel. Because those who can talk shit sometimes can't take shit. So that's what it is. Yeah, the Ravens lost today, man. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. They lost to the Browns. I mean, Winston decided he wanted to go back to being a monster. 330, 3 touchdowns. Who'd have thought that would happen? I mean, but once again, I think the Rangers came into the situation basically like, man, these guys ain't nothing. So they had to pay for that. They had to pay for that. Football's a little crazy this week. But I don't really want to talk about football. The other thing, sorry about that. The other thing I want to talk about is people. So I was thinking today, and when Moby gets on, I'll definitely ask him. My taste for a lot of things were different when I was younger. Whereas now, I mean, like the type of women I liked or I was attracted to, I mean, that didn't change too much, but it has adjusted definitely. Um, type of food I ate, what kind of things I did, a lot of that happened. So, I mean, the biggest thing is like, so I'm 51 and I'm thinking 25 years ago, I look at my life 25 years ago and I'm a completely different person. So I would say, hey, go back 20 years, but I ain't gonna tell nobody to do that. I would say to go back half your age. So if you're 40, go back when you were 20. You know, how different when you were back then. Like I know back when I was 25, 26, man, I was chilling strong. Not that I'm not chilling strong now, but I was chilling strong, like really for no reason. You couldn't tell me nothing. That's before I got like 300 pounds. I was like 200 pounds, maybe 210. I was doing that work, that sort of thing. I was ultra confident. I had a lot of women. Not I have a lot of women. That's a lie. I had some friends, you know, maybe like one or two. But like, yeah, man. But I was also living at my house, my parents' house. I mean, I had an apartment, but there's a time that I lived in my parents' house for a little bit, but did I learn anything from those years that has changed the way my life is now? And I'd say yes. I'm a lot more patient now. Back then, I wasn't necessarily a hothead. I was more of a um, how do I want to say it? I was more of a person who impulsive. I was very impulsive. Now I am impulsive to a point, but not like, oh my god, my life revolves around this, blah blah blah. Nah, I wasn't that impulsive, but I was impulsive to a point back then. Um, I'd say what I want to say. I did what I want to do. Um, that sort of thing. Now I'm I'm more chill. I'm very laid back. Like I like people. Don't get it twisted. I love people. But those days when I ain't gotta see nobody and my phone don't ring, if I even look outside my window, days like that I love. I really love those days because those days don't happen very often. And there's something to be said about, you know, just kind of being in your own world, in your own element. And I could definitely say back then that wasn't me. I was definitely I loved people and I felt like I always needed to be around people. Um so I didn't spend a lot of nights alone or anything like that. Hung out with friends and all that, but yeah. So I mean, we get a chance. Think about how your life was different. You know, half half time. Like if you're 40, 20 years ago, how different was your life? You know, um, that sort of thing. Just think about it. And I think about it every now and then. But in times like this, I do think about it because I really feel like that I've changed quite a bit. I couldn't have done this 20 years ago, 25 years ago, more so because it hadn't really been invented. But yeah, you know, I never thought I needed a therapist. And then as I started doing this show, I realized I probably should have got a therapist. But this show is my therapy. So, hey, you get to spend some time, learn some shit about me. That's awesome. But yeah, when you get a chance, just think about it. How different your life was, 20, 21, 22, 25 years ago, and how different you were as a person, and how much you've either grown or not. Like my tolerance level has always been low for certain people, certain types of people, rather. Um, and when I mean types of people, I mean like personalities, never color skin or anything like that. I'm equal opportunity. both lover and hater. So yeah, I mean, but now, I could back then there are some types of people who I just didn't really rock with. And right now, I still don't rock with those people. And I'm more not apologetic about it now. I'm really just like, nah, man, fuck with you. Like, and that's what it is. Because like I've decided that that's not what I want in my life, in my circle. My circle used to be bigger, bigger, bigger. Now my circle smaller, smaller, smaller. And that sort of thing. So I would just say, hey, you know, take a look at where you were before, take a look at where you are now. You know, do I have some wishes on what I wish I had accomplished by now? Best believe it. I think we all do. You know, I did probably want 2.3 kids back in the day. Um, but I have 0 kids. I used to have about 2,000 when I worked at my last job, during a 9 to 10 week period. But, you know, I gave them back, so that's all good. Um, I thought I'd be married by now. I'm not. That's cool. You know, I'm not unhappy. And I think that's one of the realest thing is like, yeah, I want this, I want this, I want that. But taking a line from the ladies, you know, I need to work on myself. Nah, I just I just didn't push it. And I still aren't pushing it. I'm a big believer in karma. I'm a big believer in fate. You think I'm a witch or something. Um, but no, I'm not. Um, I just believe in things that, you know, I just believe in some things. I do feel like that my story um is already written and God's reading the book. That's kind of what I believe, and stuff like that. So, um, that's cool. Everybody has their own beliefs. Um, but yeah, just chilling. Um, Another thing I want to bring up, a lot of people I've been reading are very unhappy with the whole Marvel situation. As far as they only came out with one movie. I keep hearing that movie was awesome. I still have not seen Deadpool versus Wolverine. Haven't seen it. Um, yeah. So I hear it was great. I hear all the cameos are great. I'll probably watch it. So a lot of people upset about that. A lot of people, I really haven't heard a lot about what people think about the Agatha All Along Marvel TV show. I'm a fan. I like it. I caught up yesterday. They're on episode 7. There are 2 more episodes left, which I thought the purpose was to end on Halloween. So I don't know how that works out. I don't know. Somebody just couldn't count or something. Because they started with 2 episodes out in the first night. And then, yeah. So, yeah, that show's pretty good. If you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it. If you are a fan of WandaVision, you would definitely enjoy it. If you are not a fan of WandaVision, you're going to be lost. It's not a big part, but it is a little enough because if you know who Agatha Harkness is, then it's part of WandaVision. So did that. I guess that's probably the best thing, the last thing I binged in a while. So if y'all got some stuff that y'all binged recently, y'all think I should watch, hit me up on the comments and maybe I'll watch it. Another thing I want to watch Jack Reacher. I'm a episode 2. I'm a season 2 behind. Rings of Power. Is that that's the Lord of the Rings? I don't get that. I don't get down with Lord of the Rings. I don't get down with no dragons. I don't get down with the what's that other stuff called? The same thing with the dragons. I don't get down with none of that shit, man. Because first of all, they lost me when they having sex with their siblings, and I couldn't get down with that from the beginning. So like, I was already done. What's going on, Moby?
What's up, man?
Man, just talking about stuff that I binged lately, man. Like I binged, I caught up on Agatha All Along this weekend. So that was
I like the show. I like the show.
the plot twist, man. I was just like, that was really good.
I have not started watching the second season of Rings of Power, and I need to binge it because I was actually a fan of the first season. I like seeing all the stuff that came before Lord of the Rings, like the stuff that they have like paragraphs about, and that's about it in the story. No, because that's what was wild about people like complaining about the series, because they're like, that's not how it happened. I'm like, bro, some of this shit was like mentioned in like one fucking paragraph of the book. So like how are you gonna sit here and tell them this is not the right way? It's like, bro, a lot of it was interpretation. That's what's kind of cool about it. Like they got a chance to kind of interpret things and try to stay true to the history of it as well. And we say history as if it's like a real fucking story. It's a fictitious story. Like, bro, like calm down.
I mean, I really haven't messed with it.
I did have a problem with the black elves though, because I'm just like, hey, if you're gonna have a black elf, like now you gotta explain to me how come there won't no black elf later on. Like, did they all get fucking dealt with?
I mean, apparently.
Or did they all bounce with the rest of it? I mean, they can easily explain that one away from me, but I feel like they got to explain it somehow. Cause like, hold on, bro. Like we not gonna sit here and act like we saw a black elf in the Lord of the Rings. Like we didn't see not in there, nigga in there. Like
hilarious. Yeah, I was just saying, I'm not really down with Lord of the Rings, man. I'm not down with that. I'm not down with the what's the other one? It's on HBO.
House of Dragons.
Like all that, the dragon shit, House of Dragon shit. Nah, man, I ain't down with that. And I was just saying before you came on, man.
I mean, I watched it just because my wife did. So like I did watch it. And it was, I'm just not as big of a fan of it as like everybody else made it seem like Game of Thrones was like it. And I was just like, I mean, did they do some bold things in it? Like the end of season 1, I ain't gonna lie, that shit did kind of get me, because the end of season 1, the person who's been pretty much the main character of the first season, they killed his ass. I mean, I was just like, whoa.
Is that Snow dude?
No.
Oh.
He becomes the main person of the story, but like in the first season, God, I can't remember what his name was, but I just remember he got fucking executed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it won't know, oh, he died in some heroic way. No, they just executed that nigga. Like, it was just over. There it is. They just executed Stark, bro. I was like, hey, thank you for your time on your service in the first season.
His name was Ned.
We're gonna take it from here, Ned.
I mean, that's why I got killed. His name was fucking Ned.
Like, honestly, the end of every season, except the last one, which, people feel indifferent about the way the show ended, and I'm just like, it ended, and it didn't. But yeah, but for the most part, what they really did well is like the end of every season always ended with like some major fucking event. So I got what I know. The last season, I'm
you sound stressed.
No, it's like, bro, like the last season when it ended, I was just like, I mean, like, is everybody okay with the way this ended? Like, I mean,
you don't seem okay with it.
Are there really heroes here? Like, I mean, it was just like, yeah, it ended, and that's all I'll say about it.
Killed by his own family sword.
Yeah, that shit, bruh, cold blooded, bruh.
Damn. Which was later melted down and made swords for the Lannisters, which was very poetic. Yeah, I
Bro,
don't know
like,
what that
look,
shit is.
man, the drama in that show was very white people shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the common theme is like they did have some black people in it, but like the
The
show
House of Dragons or the Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Damn, they had black people in there?
I mean, yeah, but they were like they weren't really like no main characters in it. They
Or
were
the
just
NPC?
no, they weren't non-playable characters. They were just from another part of the land, and they weren't in it a lot. You know what I'm saying? But they were, they were there.
They made
It
the
was a
quota.
group of them. It was a group of them.
They had to make sure to put the quota in there.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I'm not a Game of Thrones expert. Like I watched just enough to know that it was a lot of white people and going on. You know what I'm saying? Relationships with family members.
Yeah, I couldn't get down. That's why I got out. I got out early, bro. And I was like, nope.
The dude was so in love with his sister that like he did foul shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, it just
Yeah.
just a lot of white people in, man. Like just a lot of white people in that South Park said there was just a lot of flaccid penises. You know what I'm saying? They just, they were good for a flaccid penis and a flat ass. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of flaccid penises and flat asses in it. Like,
so you trying to tell me back in the day they had no white girls with fat asses?
I mean, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying the show doesn't make it seem like many of them did, or any of them did. And apparently, there was not near erection in all the land. I don't know.
You said no erection.
You know what I'm saying? Look, but magically, babies was happening. But like, a lot of
nobody got a stiffy, huh?
No. I mean, look, I guess you can't do that because then it becomes porn. You know what I'm saying? So a flaccid penis makes it safe.
I mean,
I guess.
But man, whatever. None of that shit makes sense. I mean, like I said, I was done when I guess somebody was having sex with their cousin, and I was like,
"Hey, bro."
Somebody started having sex with his sister, and I was like, "I'm out."
Look, I'll tell you, man. Like drama and just like being engaged with the show. Like I get it. I get why people were excited with all the betrayal and just the wild random shit happening. I get it.
Whole bunch of drama.
I'm just saying at the end of the day, I was like, it's all right.
So
it's not like Lost. You know what I'm saying? Like when people talk about Lost, I get really, really up in arms about Lost because I have so many mixed reviews on Lost.
Especially the last episode, bro. They could have kept that shit.
See, first of all, there's some film people who will tell me that the way Lost ended was perfect. And I'll tell all of them that they're wrong. But I give them a pass because I mean, a lot of stuff was going on. Like a lot of people don't realize. I think the last season of Lost was when they were on the writer strike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it felt really disconnected.
Yeah,
and it felt like they just had to end it.
I mean, they could have come up with something better than that shit though. I'm saying. Like I get it, man. Like you give me 12 hours. I can come up with something better than what happened. That's funny. Are you stiff? Or you we lost Bobby. Are you kidding me right now? We had a good conversation. Now I gotta kick his ass out. Yeah, shout out to that sand snake boob. All right. I'll remove him to let him know that he is locked. He don't know. Yep, he knows now. Now he's coming back shortly. Yeah, that Lost shit was the worst. Like the way they ended that show, man. I just wish part of me wishes that I'd never watched the last episode and just dealt with the episode before that. I would have been much finer with that, and it'd have just been a question mark in my head. Because Yeah, the way it ended was so sad. It was a good show too. It probably went on a season too long though. I will say that. Um, but yeah, the Sand Snake move. Yeah, I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know. What was the best TV show ending? Hell if I know. I mean, I could probably say something like I don't even know because I don't. I guess because I don't remember a ton of them. I remember Lost because it was a big OCF, and none of that shit makes sense for real. For real, they tried to make it make sense, but it just didn't. Um, I don't know about the best one. That's a good question. Moby comes back. We'll ask him. I don't know about the best one. I know what the worst one was though. Probably Lost because I was kind of invested, and so I was a little pissed off about that. Um, Empire wasn't that great. I'll say. Hell, I don't really remember. So Moby, glad you're back. Um, what do you feel like was the best TV show ending? I can't remember a good one. Um, I remember like I pretty much said Lost would have been good had it been handled somewhere different. I wish they just never released that one and just stopped at the episode before that, and I just had questions, and that would have been probably more awesome.
Oh, I mean, I know I am like a minority on this, but I actually like the ending of Sopranos.
Oh, they're sitting
I
in
didn't
the
in the moment. I say I didn't in the moment, but as I sat on it, I was like, there really was no good way to end that show. So ending it right there, where you kind of have all these questions about what
what
was
happens
about
next.
to
Yeah,
happen, like I'm cool with it. Like now, granted, in the moment, I was not happy with it, and I wasn't even a fan of the show. I just was forced to watch the ending. I forgot where I was watching that ending at. I was probably somewhere I wasn't supposed to be with somebody I wasn't supposed to be with,
oh well, shit.
because I know I didn't really watch that show. I knew enough about what was going on to understand that it was ending, and I knew
Yeah,
what was happening in the ending. But when it happened, I was like, "Oh, this is some bullshit." Because I remember it was kind of cool because everybody thought their TV messed up at the same time. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, the HBO just go out? The
it just
fuck?"
went with it didn't fade to black. That shit just bloop.
Yeah, so
Fuck.
everybody was thinking, "Oh shit, did it? I know I paid my fucking cable bill. This bitch gonna cut off right now."
And
At
then
least
wait
okay, at
like
least that's
it
how
wait
I
like
felt.
5 seconds. Then wait 5 seconds see credits.
Because
It
I
was
was looking
super
at
green.
old girl I was with. I was like, "Hold on, you mean you had enough to get this takeout for us, but you ain't had enough to pay this cable bill?" Hey, you know what I'm saying? I could have got this food on my own.
um, I like the ending because the whole show is like that. You never knew what was next.
Well, that's what I
And
said, because there was no real good way to end the show.
I
Like, what
think
were you
that was
gonna
the
what were you
best way
gonna
to end
end
it.
the show? End it with him becoming a good guy, or end it with like him having a change of heart, or end it with him just brutally getting murdered at this restaurant? I don't know. Nobody knows.
And does anybody really want to see that shit? Like
Exactly.
I was happy the way it ended. Um, I was talking about other shows. Excuse me, that I need to binge watch. I need to binge watch Jack Reacher because the dude in it played in Titans, and I've
Hey,
seen a lot of clips of that show.
I
That's
am such a fan of the Jack Reacher series. I
yeah,
didn't think the Tom Cruise movies were bad. I just simply didn't think he fit the character because there's just really nothing intimidating about a 5'4", 140-pound man who's supposed to be like intimidating people. But old boy who's playing in the series, that
yeah.
motherfucker's intimidating.
Well, but I think he was intimidating because he looked like everybody. He was everybody else, and that's what they tried to do. And like, because when
well,
he
well, here's
fought,
the
and
thing.
I think
It's cool to make him look like everybody else, but he also needs to kind of look like he could still do something. And I'm sorry. I mean, you got to have. They had to cast so many small guys in the Tom Cruise movies just so he didn't look so tiny.
Oh, they just shot it from a different angle.
Once again, yeah, but they also, there's no, like in the series, there's a lot of other big guys in the show, and you just look at him, you go, oh no, but Jack look like he's still fucking motherfucker up like this. And I mean, I like his persona of Jack. Like, I feel like his persona of the character fits more of the books, plural.
Gotcha. No, I am at you on that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man, sneaky pick. I know I hit you up the other day about it, and you was like, whatever, like you was just dismissing it.
I just didn't really say anything,
bruh. The Matlock show is really genius writing, and I'm a fan of. I can't remember her name, but like everything she's in, she's good in. Like,
yeah, she was in that movie. She broke that dude's legs.
I mean, everything she's in, she's good in.
Yeah, no,
but the Matlock character, like,
because she's
the way the show is built is nothing like anybody would expect from the show being called Matlock. Because Matlock was the lawyer that helped get innocent people off, blah blah blah. Yeah, and you start the show feeling like, okay, she's trying to get back in the law so she could do this. And then the end of the first episode, it's like a major plot twist that makes you feel like, oh shit, this show's nothing about what I thought it was going to be about. Okay. Because she's basically playing everybody. Her name ain't really even Matlock.
That's funny. But that's what they call her.
No, that's the name she's telling the people she works for. That's the name she's giving them.
Ah.
Basically, a synopsis of it without telling you much is she walks into this law firm as if she's tried to apply for. She got in basically by sneaking in because she's an old lady, and she basically says, people, when you get old, you're invisible. So she got into this meeting, gave them some information that helped them with a case, and was like, hey, I've been trying to apply for this job for months, and I never got an interview, and I would hate to think it was because of my age, because that would be, illegal.
Yeah.
So they put her on because she helps them with this case. And, she's acting like she's a lawyer who's 75 years old, who now has to take care of her grandkids. So she's going into this law firm because this law firm makes money. Like, it's a civil law firm. Like, they're trying to make money.
Yeah.
And then at the end of this show, at the end of the season, because you think she's a struggling 75-year-old woman who has to make ends meet to take care of her grandson, and she gets on the bus after this case, and she takes the bus one bus stop over, gets off, and her limo driver is waiting, and she gets in the limo and rolls up to her big mansion. You see her husband and her grandson, and you realize she's infiltrating this law firm because her daughter died of like opioids, so drug use. And this law firm was one of the law firms that kind of brush shit under the rug. So she's trying to figure out who's responsible for it. Okay. So this is her way in. So like right there, I'm just like, oh shit, I'm in. And like every episode, it's like her getting a little closer, trying to figure out more information while simultaneously actually helping their actual real cases that are going on.
Interesting. I'll have to cop it. I'll cop it.
Bro, I'm telling you, you'll watch the first episode and you'll be like, all right, she's cool. Because the way she just plays like old and kind of like, oh, I'm old and forgetful. And I'm like, bro, she plays it masterfully.
That's funny. All right, I'll have to cop that. There's really not much else on TV that I watch. I've been interested in certain things, but nothing that has said, hey, you need to watch this. So I'll check out that Matlock. I mean, because
just started watching Tulsa King.
Yeah, they're on season like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, I just started watching it. First episode kind of got me. I'm just like, I kind of want to know what's happening now, because Sylvester Stallone character. He's kind of cool, man. Like Sylvester Stallone is like the best actor that nobody thinks is a good actor. Like,
Oh yeah,
nobody ever really gives Sylvester Stallone like credit for like acting chops because it's like he kind of plays very similar characters, so you
yeah.
don't know if he can really act. But it's like then you got to realize that he's an actor, writer, director. Like he's low key brilliant. But like because of the persona he plays, you just don't kind of want to give him credit for being like really smart.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, because when you think about the Rocky character, like first of all, Rocky character is like one of the greatest characters. Because I mean, look, the movies were damn near all the same. But like you just wanted to kind of end up rooting for Rocky. Like you just wanted to. And then with the Creed series, him still being Rocky in the first, it was like, hey man, I'm still kind of rooting for you, Rocky. Like
Then he wasn't in the third one, and he was mad that he wasn't in the third one.
well,
I
I
was
think
like,
he was mad, but I also think if we're being honest, the viewer was kind of mad. Because the way his Rocky character in Creed had been played, it wasn't like they were only living off the nostalgia of the Rocky character. They were really painting a lane for Creed. Like Rocky was like in the first one, Rocky was kind of like the co-star. In the second one, Rocky was really like a background actor in the for real. So I mean, I think he was mad because he wasn't in it because like I mean, if we think about it, he is the original writer of the Rocky character. So for the Creed thing, he feels like he kind of should have a little bit of ownership stake in that, which I kind of agree with. I don't think he would have been asking for a big role. I think just for him to be in it added value. And with him not being in it, I mean, it still was a solid movie, but I ain't gonna lie. There's a piece of me that was just like, you could have snuck Rocky in here.
I hear you. Okay. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Tulsa King seems interesting. I just haven't really made the switch over there.
Hey, look, it's one of those first episode things too. Because I'm a firm believer if a TV show, if a series doesn't hook me by the first episode, especially if I'm like 2 seasons behind.
Yeah.
If it don't hook me with that first one, I ain't trying to catch up. Because usually I don't try to catch up with a series if I get more than 1 season behind it. I'm just like, oh, it's dead to me. It's dead to me.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of the things that I've binged have been like forced binging. Like, I didn't want to watch Lost. I didn't come into Lost until, matter of fact, I think the show was already over by the time I started watching Lost. But it just so happened the person I cohabitate with was watching it, and I was just like, I mean, she's watching it all the time, and then she'd be like, you don't want to watch with me? I'm like, you're on fucking season 4. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't ask you to come 6 seasons in and be like, hey, you want to watch this show with me? Because now I feel obligated to try to catch up.
Yeah, never in life. All right, sir, it's my 5 time. Now, I know that you're good at this, but I'm pretty sure there's some parts of your game you would like to update. So, the my 5 this week is very simple. What do you wish that you could cook, but right now you can't?
Not a goddamn thing.
Oh, you ball like that?
No. It's just, if I don't know how to cook it by now, I'm kind of to the point where I just want somebody else to make it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like, look, I've done this cooking journey for a while, and at some point in time, if I'm gonna try some new food, like if I try something that somebody, or if I go out somewhere and there's something that I've never tried before and I eat it and it's good, the first thing I think about is man, I gotta figure out how to make this. The first thing I think of is, man, I gotta find somebody that can make this where I don't have to.
Okay.
So I mean, honestly, like, I've never really like slow cooked brisket. Like I
Ooh.
made brisket like in a, it feels like pressure cooker and all that's kind of cheating for, but I mean, I know it still probably makes it good, but like I've never like made it the old slow way, just
Yeah.
taking 2 goddamn days to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like just,
So my belief is, I don't give a damn how good that food is. If it takes you 2 days to make it, then you're not expecting me to eat it.
see, I
'Cause-
disagree. I just don't want to be the one making the brisket that way. But if somebody else does it that way, oh, you goddamn right, bro.
Like-
I'm give me some of that brisket.
That's a lot of people who don't have who literally have a lot of time on their hands, man.
Hey man,
as
I
a
ain't
person,
saying you got to sit there and wait for it to be done. But if I go to somebody's crib and they're like, "Hey man, I started this brisket yesterday and it's just right now," I'll be like, "All right, let's go."
can I get a
Now, if you
plate?
say I'm about to make this brisket, it'll be ready by tomorrow. You coming back? Nah, that sounds like too much work.
Got you. Mocha Capo asks, "What do you cook the best?"
Whatever is available.
Come on, man.
No, I mean seriously, man, because like that.
Like,
It's
what's your
hard for me to
go-to?
really say what I cook the best
Well, you got a
because
couple go-tos, right?
I feel like my go-tos change
Okay.
a lot.
What's your go-to right now?
Oh, right now I have been really, really digging like when I make like a Cajun ribeye. It's like
Okay.
I marinate it and then I use like some little Cajun and butter. So I grill it till it's almost done. And then I get some Cajun sauce and butter and oil. And then I kind of like roast it in that for a while so it soaks that up.
Mhm.
Man, it shit good, man. That's like my cheat food too. I mean, I shouldn't say cheat, but that's like I usually make that on the weekend
Yeah.
when I'm like, hey, I'm gonna treat myself today. I'm gonna get this ribeye. I'm gonna grill it a little bit. I'm gonna get the Cajun and the butter, put it in the skillet, let it soak that up a little bit. Nice little medium well, but it still got that outside char because I put it on the grill first.
Yeah. I hear you.
Ribeye has a nice little fat flavor to it. I mean, I know some people are like, hey, ribeyes are too fatty, but I'm like, hey, a good ribeye, fuck you. That's where all the flavor is. The fat's where the flavor is.
Well, I'm a New York strip dude, and honestly, I like New York strip, one because of the cut of the meat, and then two because it doesn't have a ton of fat on it. So it's less for me to have to cut out. Um, but yeah, so pretty much you feel like you can cook anything.
No, I don't feel like I can cook anything, but I feel like, especially with the way my diet is currently constructed as of late,
Mm-hmm.
ain't too many things that are hard for me to cook because, I can't really eat too much stuff. Like
Yeah.
I can't really dig out on no fancy pasta or lasagna, or I don't eat a lot of carbs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, most of what I'm eating is like some form of grilled protein and some form of vegetable. So it's not really that complicated.
I hear you. I hear you.
But I do dig a good seafood broil too, though. Like
I want to be able to cook that one day.
I'm pretty damn good at frying fish, even though I don't eat a lot of fried fish anymore. But other people in my house do. So like when I'm trying to get brownie points, I'll fry some fish so people in the house can act like they like me for a few moments. And you know what? I know it's just acting, but I'm cool. Like that makes me feel good for the day, and that's enough for me.
Yeah. So, like I was telling you earlier, today I did something I really hadn't done before. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this out because, yeah, I've been watching a lot of Tastemade on TV, and just a lot of that. Like, I want to be able to do myself, like from scratch or whatever. But the one thing I hate the most out of all this shit, of all this cooking shit, is the cleanup. Fucking can't stand it. I can't stand it. That's why I don't fry a lot. So today I decided to fry some wings because I saw Tastemate. I saw an episode where she fried some of her great wings and whatever. So I was like, F it. I got a cast iron um pot that I've never used. Let's go. So I had to go get some more. I use vegetable oil for this, so I had to go get some more vegetable oil stuff. Man, I mean, it's not really hard trying to fry.
I mean, you thought frying chicken was hard?
Well, so my biggest thing was because I have flour, but I don't use it. So doing the flour and then make sure it's done and stuff like that. So, but of course, cooking tip. How you know chicken is done? If it's on the grill, it bounces. If you're frying it, it floats to the top. So I just didn't. I've really never. I'm talking about deep pan frying. Like I'm frying some fish and shit. Like how my family does it when they got the big cast iron pots and stuff like that. So that's what I did today. I mean, chicken was really good. Not gonna lie. I mean, I did better than I thought I was gonna do. I probably should not have though put the barbecue sauce on it. It was okay. It just didn't.
Wait a minute, you put the barbecue sauce on after you fried it?
After, yeah, after.
Right, like yo,
Right.
I have a thing about putting sauce on fried chicken. Like I know
Yeah.
I like a lot of places like Croaker Spot, the southern places, they try to convince me that everything's southern if you put gravy or peppers over it. And I'm just like, hey, if you fry chicken and you smother it in gravy and onions and stuff, it's like now your skin is soggy. I don't want soggy skin chicken. I want my
Yeah.
fried chicken to be fried chicken.
Which is what happened. So it's not soggy, but it's whatever. Yeah. So I know next time if I choose to do it, I'm definitely not gonna do that because it tastes good. Once again, I haven't fried in. Ooh. Other than eggs, man, I really haven't fried in easily over 10, 15 years. Because that's not what I don't fry stuff. Um, I did fry every once in a while. I used to fry some tilapia, but I don't do that anymore. So yeah, I moved from tilapia to cod. I guess I got bougie. Cod is awesome. Oven baked cod, love it. I want to do it on the grill one day. So that's my next step, getting some grill stuff. But yeah, man, I want to learn. Like it's something about cooking, man. Not just food. It's just being able to do something and do it well. And I realize that a whole bunch of other people don't know how to do it as well. So that's why I'm trying. That's like one of my next steps, man. Once I get some other shit done, that's on my list, man. I actually want to go to like where they have those cooking things where they teach you how to cook a certain meal and stuff. I want to do one of those because on some fancy shit because you never know how a young lady over, boom, boom, boom. Got some camera, the lights. I mean, I could do meatloaf, but meatloaf ain't that sexy. So, so yeah, Tastemate is my friend, man. I learn a lot of stuff off Tastemate. I do. So there's nothing that you don't feel like you need to know how to cook.
Honestly, nah, man. Like, nah, I can't really think of anything.
Okay. And I guess that's the other reason for me too. I want to open my palate up because I know, bro. I mean, I remember back in the day when I really couldn't cook. Man, if it's in a package, I get it done. Now I want to start cooking a lot more from scratch. I just think cooking from scratch is dope, and I want to start doing more of that. So, and plus it's healthier because you know what goes in it. So, yeah, that's one of my goals, man. I want to start cooking a little bit from scratch. Buying the materials and cooking myself. So I'm dabbling on that. And I guess for me, that's why I feel like I really want to learn how to cook because not that I don't know how to cook, but like there's cook and there's cooking. You know what I'm saying? So like, I want to learn how to be cooking up in the house. So that's my next step. I always want to open up the palate a little bit. Like I got introduced to bok choy like 10 years ago, man. Bok choy is kind of dope, but there's stuff you got to do to it. I mean, it's a fancy green vegetable, but it doesn't look. I remember I had to sear it a little bit, get some flavor in it, but it's not bad. It's pretty good actually. So stuff like that. That's what I was wondering. I know I really wanted my 5 because you ain't have 5, and I
I
ain't
mean,
really
I
have
really
5.
couldn't think of 5. I wasn't trying to be like coy or anything. It's like I really couldn't think of 5 things. I mean, I guess it ain't really cooking, but because I don't want to do it either though. Because like, I mean, look, I've talked about Keisha banana pudding, but I don't really want to know how to make it. I just want her to make it. Like I don't want to know how to make it. I just want her to make it.
Well, and it's funny that you say that, right? Because like there's certain things, right? Like right now, I was at supermarket today. And I was like, I really want something sweet. And I saw some donuts over there, and I saw some other cake and stuff. And I was like, it's like $6-7. First of all, I live by myself. I don't need 13 donuts in my house. I mean, I'm trying to get unfat, so like that's not the move. But if I'm going to gain weight, what I want to do is be able to control how much I do, and that sort of thing. And I don't want to break my wallet. I'm a big fan of that shit not breaking my wallet. So, yeah, man. A couple weeks ago, I bought some ready mix. What are those things called? Not the cake, but the brownies. So those are good. It lasted a little over a week, which is awesome because then I can kind of, pace myself. I don't. Oh my God, these donuts should be done in like 3 days. So like, I bought some more, and I'm gonna make that after we get off the show, just because I feel like I want to have something sweet in my house, but I don't want to have like a whole bunch of different things of sweet in my house. I want to control the amount of sweet in my house. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but yeah, because if I don't have control of sweets in my house, then when I'm out, I'll just buy whatever. Like instead of buying, there's some self control involved, and then there's a lot of not self control involved. I mean, I'm just being honest with it, because I love Reese's, man, and like it doesn't make sense for me to buy the 2 Reese's for an extra $1. I can get 4. And I know that sounds whatever, but it's
I'm
just
not a
like,
fan of Reese's, man. I know everybody thinks it's weird, but I'm just like, I think the combination of chocolate and peanut butter don't go together. Now I know that's weird because like chocolate and peanuts, fine. Chocolate
yeah.
and peanut butter, no.
Well, see, I don't think it's weird because I believe that orange sickles are the devil. Because why are you putting Kool-Aid around ice cream? That shit's nasty.
I mean, look, I'm not with you on this, the devil, but I'm not a fan of him either. So I feel you on that. Like, I'm not a fan
Like,
either.
that shit's unnatural, bro. Completely. And like, kids love those shits, man. And as a kid, I probably love that shit too. But once again, that falls into the category of Vienna sausage and potted meat. Like that shit I ate as a kid ain't cool no more.
I still don't understand how I ever ate Vienna sausage, man.
Man, because you were hungry.
I don't get it, man.
Because you were hungry, motherfucker. That's what it was. You were hungry.
Bro, I used to request Vienna sausage when I was a kid, man.
Bruh,
I
because you were fat and hungry.
I just don't get it. Because now, the idea of Vienna sausage, I'm just like, nasty. Bro, I just...
Like, I want to go throw up.
Just the amount of hunger that I would have to be experiencing to eat Vienna sausage, like... I'm not saying I would never eat it, but the amount of hunger that I would have to experience before eating that Vienna sausage is immense.
Yeah, it just ain't worth it. And it's like, well, see, and that's the other thing, right? let's be real, man. How many times have you been told no as a kid? Hey, can I get some Vienna sausage? Nobody's telling you no on that shit. Why? Because that shit was super cheap and that shuts you up. And then you went around and did whatever. First of all, Kebiako, Vienna sausage is not delicious. That easy cheese and Ritz crackers is. Vienna sausage, no.
Hey, I'm gonna disagree with y'all on the easy cheese and Ritz crackers too, man.
That shit's awesome, bro.
I can't do easy cheese, man.
Push the joint down. I mean, let's be real, man. That shit's straight up like not good for you.
I've never been able to eat easy cheese, but it's just never been my thing, man.
I'm a cheddar cheese guy, so cheddar and crackers, man. I can get down with that.
I mean, bro, like actual cheddar cheese and crackers, I can do.
Bruh, but I mean, it looks. Hey, all I'm saying is,
you about to say it looks the same? Because just because it looks the same, does
I
not
mean,
mean
yeah,
it is
that's
the
what
same.
Once again, the shit we ate as kids. You know, I don't think I can eat easy cheese now because I can afford real cheese. So it's like, and I don't even think they make them damn things anymore. Actually, I mean, but because then you I remember just put them up to your mouth and just put it down, and just cheese go in your mouth.
Man,
And that shit was cool when you
that
needed
shit is disgusting thinking about that. I don't know how anybody ever did that shit. I remember, I can't think of a Goofy movie that dude was doing that with the cheese whiz, man. And I was just like, nah, bro. Like, nah. I don't even know if I could be friends with somebody if I walked over to their spot and they was just like canned cheese whiz in their mouth. I'd be like, bro, you weren't raised right. I can't work like this, bro.
You're gonna do that easy cheese because it looks like flowers on the crackers. You can make your own design and shit.
Nah, man.
And then Moco Cowboy told KB Yako that he's fancy. Hey, I mean, once again, those shits were cheap back in the day. It was 99 cents for a bottle of that joint, man. That shit went a long way. Won't good for you, but that shit went a long way. But what I don't understand, and we've talked about this numerous times, like the Vienna sausage is one thing. I don't have any fucking idea, and I said fucking idea how I ate potted meat. That shit looks like dog food.
I mean, you ain't get down with the Spam?
Bro, fuck. When I was a kid, yes. Now, oh God, no. Fuck Spam. Like,
I mean, my boy was telling me, he was like, hey man, the thing about Spam is
oh God.
if you like fry it up and mix it in some stuff,
Nope.
You really don't necessarily know you're not eating ham. And I was just like,
nope.
I mean, maybe if you've never actually had ham,
yeah,
you
I've
feel
had
that
ham.
way. But like once you realize that what you're eating is a substitute, you can't go backwards, man. Like I just feel like diet is like one thing you just can't go backwards on. Like my kids got introduced to foods early in life that I was not introduced to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on Taco Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? I used to think back in the day, man, I would have been excited about like some ground beef and a taco shell, some lettuce and cheese. That shit would have made my goddamn day.
It still makes my goddamn day.
Now, when I be like, hey, Taco Tuesday, they be like, yeah, can we get some shrimp tacos? I'm like, look at your bougie ass. Like fucking shrimp in a taco? That shit didn't exist to me till I was an adult. You mean you can put shrimp on a taco? First of all, you know what shrimp tastes like?
I don't remember tasting shrimp until I was easily like in double digits of age.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, like,
and it won't at home.
Shrimp and you know, one time Cadence was like, oh, that lobster mac and cheese looks good. I was like, wait a minute, lobster and mac and cheese?
That sounds disgusting.
Who are you, and who has been paying for your food? Because first of all, I don't really I'll say it. I don't think lobster's good.
Lobster doesn't taste like shit.
I don't think lobster's good. Like, I would rather have crab legs than lobster.
Well, yeah, because lobsters have no taste, and that's why you got to put it in. That's why you literally got to put it in butter, because that gives you taste. Lobster don't taste like shit, and it's super expensive. I don't understand.
For no reason. For no reason.
None.
Like, if I'm gonna pay some money for something, it better be good.
Hell yeah, I shouldn't look, man.
I like
am-
sea scallops. Like, and sea scallops, like
Yeah.
real big sea scallops, are expensive.
Yeah.
But if
They good as
somebody
fuck.
knows how to grill some sea scallops, man, shit be hidden.
Even the little ones, man. You put down a small pan.
Oh, the bay
Some
scallops.
shit.
Look, I
Yeah.
used to put the bay scallops in salad.
Yeah, I fucks with those. But I mean, yeah, man. Yeah, KB Acko said can't do the potted meat. That's right. That stuff is stuff to look at. Potted meat looks like dog food straight up, and it's just like hell no, hell to the no. But then again, these dogs are bougie as shit too, because the farmer's dog, that shit's real fucking food. Like, what we doing?
I mean,
Why
look,
am I
I'm not mad at people being like, "Hey, I want my dog to eat real food because it's healthier for." I'm not
No,
mad
that's
at that.
fine, but don't like pay extra 20 times for dog food when you can just go get a goddamn chicken breast, cut that shit up and cook it, cut the shit up and put it in their plate in their joint. Then
I
instead of
mean,
going,
that's kind of how I feel. I'm like,
yeah,
if you paying that much money for it, you might as well just
cook it yourself.
you might as well just get them some food yourself.
Yeah, just I mean, the food you make for yourself, you make some shit for them. Like, cause that's all it is these days. But you shouldn't pay $20 for like a week of food, man, for some damn dog foods. Like, what? I mean, shit. The dog's eating better than me. And that shit never happens. He's right though. Unless the farmer's dog is looking to sponsor 5-minute warning. I mean, I can't help that. If they do, I mean, Mo B's dogs be getting it because I'm not eating that shit. And I don't have dogs.
Hey, first of all, nobody would ever pay for us as a sponsor doing anything with pets as much as Ruben hates all animals.
That's true. We have a better chance of getting PETA.
I mean, this guy really hates all living things that aren't humans.
Bro, why am I in Walmart today and there's this woman, like in the grocery section, of Walmart, this woman pushing a cart, and her little punk ass dog was walking right. What are we doing? Like,
that's her emotional support pet, man.
Motherfucker, there's food here, man. What if your dog just piss on the floor? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, they can say the same thing about people with kids. What if your little 3-year-old piss on the floor? Like, I'm just saying, like, I guess they assuming, hey, my dog is trained. It's not gonna just piss on the floor.
Yeah, man. It's just like, I'm trying to get some fucking food, man.
I mean, that dog won't stop you from getting no food.
No, it didn't. But I'm just saying, little punk ass dog, man. I'm like,
once again, this all is just going back to how you hate living creatures that aren't humans. Like,
I'm just saying, man.
Nothing about that story affected your day other than the fact that it was a dog.
Nah, here's the thing, man. You know what? No bullshit. Like, I don't hate dogs. Let's be real. I don't hate animals. I just believe that, man, I am pretty sure, and I think Mo B, you will agree with me. Your animal would rather stay the fuck at your house, chilling, doing absolutely fucking nothing, than bringing them out in either the cold or hot ass weather, taking them around the store, and just being whatever. They'd rather sit at home, do fucking nothing, and lay there.
I'm gonna say that depends on the dog and how the dog has been brought up. Like, honestly, my dog, or one of my dogs, probably would love to come out and kick with us just because she would want to be around people.
Tell him, Brownie.
Yeah, Brownie would love, because she was like, hey man, somebody might pet me. I might fuck around and somebody give me something.
She looked like she's gonna chew your fucking face off.
Bro, no, she don't, man. Don't ain't nobody scared of her. Like, nobody's scared of her.
I mean, she's part pit bull, yo. Like,
but ain't nobody scared of her.
It's not the point. It's not the point. It's not the point. I don't feed her, man. She ain't got no loyalty to me.
She's always weirded out that you don't like her.
I mean,
every time you come in the house, she be whining and barking like, "Hey, man, why somebody in the crib that don't want to pet me?"
I mean, that's what it is, yeah.
Like Juju, I mean, she don't really care. Juju is like, whatever, man. As long as somebody feeds me and I know I'm not alone and it ain't storming outside, I'm good.
It's like the ultimate walk, and you get the people watch at Walmart. What's better than that?
I mean,
How about
in many ways, I kind of gotta agree with Moto Cowboy. Like that dog is
man?
probably just like, look at these two-legged motherfuckers in here.
Fuck that.
Probably thinks, man, these humans are a weird bunch.
Getting all up in the goddamn way.
Man, that dog won't doing shit to affect your day. Your
No,
old
it
hating
wasn't.
ass was just like, I
It
hate you,
did.
motherfucking dog, because you a motherfucking dog.
I mean,
Hate, nigga.
but
Hate.
the thing about it, I mean, that's very true. But the thing about it ain't had no emotional support joint on, ain't had no help. Like, motherfucker, where's your papers? You got papers to be in public places, motherfucker.
Bro, they pet friendly, man.
Probably. I
Ain't no
mean,
probably. Most places are
I
pet friendly
assume.
now.
Yeah. It was just weird, man, because I'd never seen a pet. Literally, I've never seen a pet walking around. I mean, she was on a leash, but walking around like the food section of Walmart. Never. Never. If people bring their pets, they're in the purse. They're never like allowed to be pseudo free. That's what I thought was weird, man.
I
I was
feel
like,
bad when I see little dogs in a purse, because I'd be like,
yo,
man,
yeah, you could have left that
they
dog
don't
alone.
respect you as a dog, because
Little toy
like,
dog, man.
yeah, you're a toy, bro. Like it's bad enough you're a useless fucking dog. Like if your dog is less than like 20 pounds, it's a useless existence of an animal. Like
Oh,
it
you're
don't
just
do
barking all the
nothing.
goddamn time.
You're just a little alarm system. That's all you are. You're a little alarm system that alerts no one but the people that are probably going to get killed because of you.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm just saying, like, look, if some stranger walks in my house, I have two dogs that could actually physically harm someone.
They won't, but
I mean, yeah, like you don't know that about Brownie, but I
yeah,
mean, she might be like intimidating if you don't know her.
exactly.
But if I had like a little 5-pound dog
Shih Tzu,
and somebody breaks in the house, that little dog ain't gonna do shit but get us all killed.
that reminds me of the dog on Blade Trinity that they turned to a vampire. That little Shih Tzu dog, and like it opened up its mouth and stuff. And I was like, hold on, man, we got that vampire dog. That's what we doing? Like, what we doing? Some shit shouldn't be made, man. But nah, I thought that was interesting at Walmart, man. Every time I go to Walmart, I see some interesting shit, and it's just like, people at
Now
Walmart.
my dog's in the house making noise because we talking about dogs.
They'll be all right.
Juju down there howling like, I hear you up there talking shit.
So what's on your mind, bro?
Not a goddamn thing, man. Just another week of nothing on. You know what? No, I take that back. Thank God the LeBron James Bronny thing is over with. Cause bro, like, first of all, don't nobody deserve this. Like, first of all, Bronny don't deserve the negative attention that's coming with the fact that he in the NBA because his daddy said so. Like, that's not really Bronny's fault. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a disservice to Bronny, because I feel like Bronny ain't asking for all this attention. He just wants to play in the league like his dad. It ain't his fault that his daddy got him in the league.
True.
So, like, yeah, I'm glad he gets to go down to the G League and maybe develop and earn his way onto a roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want him to earn his way on a roster. I don't want to be one of them people that's like, oh, I'm going to hate on you because you ain't your daddy. Because, first of all, those transcendent players don't come all the time. Like, it's most people ain't LeBron James. That's just, you're talking about five people total in the history of basketball have that capacity of talent in one package. So it's unfair for people to be like, oh, he ain't his daddy. Yeah, of course he's fucking not his dad. But that doesn't mean he can't one day be an NBA player. And we've got a whole bunch of second and third generation players now because now it's not seen as much of a risk if you have. I mean, it's definitely not a risk if you got NBA DNA in you. Like, it's just, hey man, you probably have the natural ability because I mean you're sharing chromosomes with at least one professional athlete.
Yeah.
Also, you've probably been around the game and around enough resources where you understand what the game is supposed to be. But I just was really, really irritated by people being upset that he was allowed to play.
What?
I was upset with the people who were celebrating it because I'm like, it's cool, but I don't think it's celebration worthy. The only person I was truly happy for was LeBron. Because I'm just like, look, no matter what people say about, hey, your son probably ain't really an NBA player. He just here because of you. I mean, so what? That means I'm fucking important. You know what I'm saying? That means I'm important. And I've been playing for fucking 20 years. So half of the league right now could be my son. That's a flex. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
LeBron, I'm cool that LeBron got the flex like that. And as a parent, if I have the capacity to help my kid reach their dream, even though it feels like it was more LeBron's dream that happened like this. I mean, it's probably Bronny's dream to be in the NBA, but I'm pretty sure if he had it his way, it wouldn't be like on the coattails. It would be it more. He probably would really like for people to feel like he was a valid NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we take all things into consideration, hey man, he did just have a heart issue. He didn't really get to play a full season in college. He might have the talent, but he's not ready to be in the NBA.
Yeah.
Really, if it wasn't for his dad wanting so badly to play with him, he probably could have stayed in college another year or two and fully baked. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little. I mean, he's a preemie out there. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Well, and I thought so. All the coattails of that, I like to shout out the Lakers organization, man. Yo, they knew what was up. They got the shit out the way, and now we ain't got to talk about the shit no more. For real. And the Lakers
so I mean,
are
in
winning.
my ways, I feel like the organization handled it about as well as possible.
Yep.
Hey, get him out there, game one, let it happen, let the cheers happen, make LeBron happy. All right, Bronny, see you.
Yep, exactly. And I'm 100% down with all that.
Because it hurt me when somebody put this meme up and it was like, Bronny James is the first player ever with this stat line to get interviewed after the game. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 turnovers. And he got the first interview after the game. And I'm just like, man, that's unfair, man.
I mean, look, man, if I could be honest about it, that's just pure unadulterated hate. I mean,
exactly.
Normally I would applaud people for that, but it's just like, come on, bro. That's the problem, right? Like, I control my hate.
Look, right? The problem is the hate's being directed towards the wrong source.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to hate on LeBron for basically making this happen, I'm okay with that. Because there's a little narcissism there. You know what I'm saying? There's a little like, hey, I got the juice, so my son's in the league. But to be mad at Bronny, what's Bronny supposed to say? Nah, Pops, I'm not gonna come play in the league that you're giving me the opportunity to play in. Yeah. I want them to respect me for me. Fuck that. Go get your bread, youngin.
And that's the messed up part, man, because like you got Scottie Pippen's kid and you got Michael Jordan's kids who all Scottie Pippen's kids still playing. But the other Jordan kids, I mean, they pretty much failed. Like, but a lot of that, I think,
we can say they failed, but it's like, hey, man, not making it to the league ain't failure.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, Michael Jordan could have did that shit for them too. And that'd have been cool. And nobody would have said shit about it except for your haters. Like to me, I think it's cool.
See, here's the thing. I don't think Jordan could have made that happen because by the time they were of age to be in the NBA, Jordan won't play no more. See, this only happens because LeBron is still playing and LeBron is still good. If he was just a nigga in the league still, can't make this happen.
I mean, that's true. That's true. And I mean, look, I ain't mad at him.
I mean,
Because
I'm not mad at him either. Look,
there's
man,
a whole bunch of
if I got a chance to get my kid a guaranteed NBA contract just because of who I am,
I mean, he's getting like $5.5 million for 4 years.
Hey, get your money. Now it's your time to figure out how to get your next contract, because I can't help you get the next one.
Yep. And he got 4 years to bake in the Lakers organization, and hopefully, he'll bake well to the point where he stays a Laker. And if he doesn't stay a Laker, I mean, he's got $5 million that he can figure out some shit to do it. Plus, still doesn't matter. I mean, your dad is the greatest player ever alive. Basically. That's what some people will say. So it's like, I don't see an L for him anywhere. I just think that there are certain things I choose to hate on. I don't really hate on this. Not because I'm a Lakers fan, because it's just a real good feel-good story. I mean,
I feel like it is too. So that's why I'm just like, when people hating on it, I just don't get where the hate comes from.
I mean,
like, if you want to just hate LeBron, for I hate LeBron reasons, or you think this is a narcissistic flex, cool. But let's not hate on Bronny. Like,
Bronny
he didn't do anything.
He was just born here. And
he's worked hard. I mean, it ain't like he
plays good defense just because the motherfucker can't shoot. I mean, that doesn't mean shit. But once again, he can't shoot in the NBA. I mean, if there's a place where in life where you can't shoot at is the NBA, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be kind of cool with that. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily gonna be mad at that.
I think he still has a chance to be a productive NBA player. Now, do I see like all-star, all NBA in his future? No, but I mean,
but at least he has a chance. Yeah, he has a chance to work hard and get it done. I mean,
hell, Austin Rivers stayed in the league for what, 10 years? And I mean,
even played with his dad, like played for his dad who was a coach. So it's like, I just think it's interesting. I appreciate you brought that up, because I think it's interesting how people look at things. I mean, to me, he's going to go to the G League and learn how to shoot, because apparently he plays really good defense already.
I mean, I don't think he has a problem with shooting. I think, he's just not consistent. And there's a lot of people that start off in the league not being consistent shooters, his daddy included.
Yeah. And I think consistent is different for the NBA.
Well, it's going to be different for him too, because like he's like 6'3", 6'4", so he don't have other things that he can lean on. You better figure out how to shoot, or you not going to be in the league.
Yeah. However,
unless you're going to be like the lockdown defender that just is out there because you can just play defense.
Yep. Stacey Augmon. He played in the league for like 6 years.
Yeah, Stacey Augmon was like 6'7", 6'8", so a little different.
Well, I think the best thing that's come from all this is LeBron, because apparently Brian still lives at home. Well, Brian lives at home. So LeBron gets to, do shit to him. Because apparently there's this one clip where he filled up his car full of Fruity Pebbles. And then Bronny came to the door, opened it up, and all these Fruity Pebbles came out. And LeBron, in the back seat of a car, because he don't drive, it's like, hey, don't be late for practice, Rook. LeBron's like, come on, man, you too old for this. Like, you see LeBron where he that cheesy ass smile. That joke is hilarious.
I mean, that's clickbait as far as I'm concerned. That whole thing is staged. Like, I don't.
But it's funny. It's still funny. I mean, well, see, I think I agree that yes, part of it is staged, but the shit probably happened, because come on, man. Yeah, you best believe if I had kids and shit like that, man, I would mess with my kids any chance I get. I mean, you mess with your kids.
I don't mess with my kids like that, man.
I mean, but you also are not in that position. But I'm just saying, But you've done some shit to your kids as just
I
like.
mean, I don't agree with that. I ain't never done no shit. To
I
my
mean, you
kids.
did. You keep saying that. Hey, y'all came for my balls. And
I mean, but that's different than doing something. That's an actual statement. That's the fact.
I mean, still, man. Like no parent says that to their kids.
I'm just
At,
saying, but
at
that's
12 and
still a
13,
fact.
man, nobody says that to their kids. You're the little person I've ever heard say, "Yeah, y'all came out of my balls."
It's a fact.
Man,
You know, women are always saying, you came from me, I birthed you. I'm like, nah, baby, you was first in my balls. That's first place you were. Like,
but then
and
you
you're
get the,
winners. You're winners because of me. You only won because I put you in the race.
oh, you're stupid.
I'm not
But
just your daddy. I'm essentially your agent.
but the funny part, you get the same reaction each time, which is hilarious. You have one who's like, "What are you talking about?" And then the other is like, "Oh, that's nasty."
It's
But
not
it's just
nasty.
like
That's a circle of life, baby. Like that's
exactly.
just what happened.
Oh,
And like I said, man, I do that to let them know that they winners. They've been winners since the start.
ah,
We're all out here winners. Like, I mean,
true,
if we only get one win in our life, it's our existence. That in itself is a win.
true. Ah, man, it brings you back. Then we will move on. It brings you back to the first episode of Family. Um, shit, not Family Matters. Um, ah, what's the show with Al Bundy in it?
Love and Marriage.
No, not that old one. The new one.
Modern Family.
Modern Family. Modern Family. So when the two gay guys got Lily, the kid, and of course Eric Stonestreet, the bigger one, he's all super dramatic and shit. And they introduced Lily to the family.
Hell
They
yeah.
played the music and they put it in the air, just like they put Simba in the air. It had a big old light on her, man. It was the greatest. I'm telling you, if I ever have a child, man, that child's getting that treatment. The person who birthed that child gonna be pissed, but they will come in the house when I show the family, and I'm gonna do this shit. Oh, and the lights gonna shine on the kid, man. They're gonna be like, "You're too much." And I'll be like, "F y'all, man. It's my only kid. Do what I want." But that's what it reminded me of. Like you would never do anything that classless. You would do other classless shit. I don't know what it would be, but it'd still be funny. You would find a way.
I mean, so when Kara was born, I remember when we were in the hospital, and the first thing, well, I should say the first thing, but they cut the umbilical cord, and of course, they go to put the baby in the mom's hands. That's just what they do. But she was like still shaking everything, so they like, Kira's in my hands, and I mean she's so small,
Yeah.
and I'm just looking at her, and I'm glad nobody heard it because it was like, because I was in such a like
Look at what my boss created.
no, see, it wasn't about my balls. It wasn't anything about my balls. Like it was the first thing I could think of because there was a part of me that wanted to get like emotional, but like I was like, look, I ain't about to get emotional in front of these bitches that I don't know. So I looked at her and I was just like, how did something so small ruin the pussy?
Wow.
Because I also had to watch like I watched the birth, and I watched everything that transpired, like all the stuff that came out, and I was just like, man, you did a lot of damage. Like, I mean,
That's so messed up, man.
and I was just thinking to myself, man, you're gonna fuck life up, man, because you are tiny, but you already a fighter.
Man, you probably said some shit. That shit ain't never gonna be tight again.
And when Cadence was born, I remember vividly when I first grabbed her. It was so vivid because like I was like, you're the reason we haven't slept. And I got real close to her, and I was like kissing her on the cheek, and she smiled when I said that. Like I knew what type of time. Like literally, the first picture I have of her, she's like smirking, and I'm just like, God damn, you my kid.
Oh God, that's funny.
Like
Hell
seriously,
yeah.
I can show you a picture that I took of her when she put the dress on and everything, and she's literally smirking.
I mean, you're right. It's your kid, without question. Ah, cool. Thank you, sir. What's on my mind is very simple. It's getting cold out here in these streets, man. So
Felt
make
good today though.
I mean, for you, I mean, I went out early and I was just like, oh, it's gonna be 64 today. Fucking awesome. So when the sevens disappear and your days start with 6, you know it's about to get cold up in this bitch. So, like I was saying earlier, hey man, go vote this week while it's still kind of warmish. Because what's not gonna happen, I ain't standing on nobody's fucking line with outside where it's like 60 degrees. Fuck that. We're gonna handle that shit this week because I don't have the time, the patience, and honestly, some of us got to work around this motherfucker because the government's off that day. So at least somebody around the world needs to fucking work. So I guess I'm it. So yeah. Oh yeah, go vote. So with that being said, thank you for joining us on another episode of 5 Minute Warning. Wow. Hey Moby.
Yeah.
Next week, man, 250. 250. Wow. And we're gonna have no guests. We're not gonna have any parties, no balloons, no nothing for a new episode. That's it. But it's gonna be an awesome episode.
Well, because we're gonna be begging people to vote.
I mean, you might beg people to vote. I think I'm pretty much done. Just like those, those 0.5% of people who are still undecided.
Man, they lying. Ain't nobody fucking undecided. There's not no person who is undecided.
So, yeah. So no, next week is not going to be 100% about the election. It's going to be just a regular episode about whatever, and we'll figure it out. But it'll be 250. So I'll be shocked. It's also the anniversary episode. Woohoo! So let's get it done. I'm excited. Let's go. But thank you for listening to this episode. The podcast will be out sometime this weekend, of course. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. Hey, we do this every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm trying to go to another Commanders game, but they keep flexing the times, man. Leave the shit at 1 o'clock so I can go and they'll come and do the show. But other than that, man, hope everybody stays blessed out there. Hope we're good. And, once again, tell somebody about us. We will see you next Sunday. Once again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not CPT time, because we don't do that shit. So, thank you, Moby. Hopefully, AG will be back from Parts Unknown next week, and we can do 250 in style. So, as always, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW Podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of